In this module, we will talk about the purpose of knowledge management. When we talk about knowledge management, how the knowledge is managed in an organization. When we talk about knowledge management, it is how the knowledge is created, how the knowledge is shared, and how the knowledge is transferred. So, this process can be referred to as a knowledge management in an organization. Now, clearly, you can see that this is the organization that is managing something. And when we say that the knowledge is generally within the people and also explicitly outside, so it involves the human resource management, because the very obvious way to transfer and share and create knowledge is the people of the organization. And when we talk about the people of the organization, we are talking about people management, and we are talking about the knowledge management they have and they possess. So, the principal purpose of a knowledge strategy is to leverage organizational knowledge. So, every organization has a knowledge to develop something, to produce something, or to process something. For example, banks, they possess some knowledge. Manufacturing organizations, they possess some knowledge. The electronic companies or software companies, they have the knowledge to do and to process something. So, for example, the companies, they make the chip cards. You use that card, swipe card, debit card, or credit card. So the people who possess that knowledge, that is the also the capacity and capability of the organization. When an organization people have that knowledge. So, for example, the companies who manufacture those debit cards, and at the same time the other companies, for example, they manufacture food. So the companies, those who manufacture food, they don't have that knowledge how to manufacture debit cards, while the companies who manufacture the debit cards, they don't know how to manufacture food. So both companies, they have a different type of knowledge, and this is because their people have different type of knowledge. So however, there are different perspectives on how this can be achieved. So broadly speaking, there are two different perspectives, not very different perspectives, but however, in a combination, they are not mutually exclusive. Both are practiced in different organizations simultaneously, and they are not something that or one organization can only do or practice one form of knowledge management strategy. But one is simply can be considered as a direct control, and second can be indirect control. So we will talk about this, what is a direct control HR practices and what are indirect control HR practices. So the word management in knowledge management implies the control of processes that may be inherently uncontrollable. So if you pay attention to this sentence, you will see that within the control approaches of knowledge management, there is something which cannot be controlled, refers to as uncontrollable. So the knowledge management strategies in an organization, something definitely can be controlled by the organization. So managers can be unaware of how much knowledge is shared informally. That is the indirect sharing of knowledge or indirect control of an organization on the knowledge. It is not very wise to say that is indirect control, because when you cannot control something, that is uncontrollable. However, that is the indirect, that is, organization is not involved actively in managing something. So, nurturing knowledge, that is indirect control, that is as a result of joint creation of know how through strategic alliances, mergers, and acquisitions and collaborations. So, I hope you people have heard about these terminologies, that mergers and acquisitions, when two companies merge together. For example, it is very easy to understand if you look at the current pandemic situation which has taken over the world, how the world is working and how the world is being managed, or how people are working in this economy that is related to the COVID-19. You can see that there is a lot of knowledge sharing on the television, and a lot of information about new vaccine which is about to come or may come later sometimes next year. So the companies are sharing and they are working on these projects by cumulatively transferring the knowledge with each other. And that is indirect control, or that is the indirect sharing of those knowledges. So the joint creation of knowledge often results in the form of tacit knowledge. When people learn from other companies, or when they meet other companies, or when they are working in a joint ventures with other companies, when two companies are working together on the same project, particularly like a pharmaceutical companies or other manufacturing companies, when they are working, or a software engineering companies, when, or for example, the people who are trying to work on the GPS system or a satellite system. So different companies, when they are trying to work together, as a result, they form a kind of tacit knowledge which reside inside the people, that cannot be transferred very easily. So when it happens, intellectual property rights are often ignored. You people might have heard about, and I'm sure that you have, that is related to the intellectual rights. When an organization possesses something, that organization also have the proprietary rights of those things. For example, the proprietary rights of a model or a mobile phone or a technology. So people or companies own those proprietary rights that others cannot copy or imitate. So these are the two different formal and informal knowledge management strategies or knowledge management processes in organizations, where organization directly control and directly involved, and the indirect control when the other organizations and outside organizations are also involved, and that result in a kind of a new knowledge. Thank you.